All the discontent during this time, which ultimately was a result of the conservative concept of Europe, reached its apex in 1848. Collectively, this immense concentration of rebellions is referred to as the Revolution of 1848.
Over time, Louis-Philippe, the King of France, lost support and following. Upset with this change in attitude and the general discontent with his rule, he created new laws that banned speeches and political gatherings in the hopes that the commoners of France would halt their rebellious behavior.
But they didn't. In fact, the unhappy middle class started organizing banquets, which were technically legal, to voice their frustration. On February 22, 1848, an enormous banquet was planned in Paris. The French government, however, caught wind of the situation and banned it, which only further angered the people.
The following day, large fights occurred between the people and the military. Louis-Philippe abdicated the throne, and a poet named Alphonse de Lamartine led a French government which proclaimed itself a republic. Although France's conflicts had been subdued, this was only the beginning for revolutions elsewhere in Europe.
In March, a rapid sequence of violent encounters took place in Berlin, Vienna, Budapest, and many other important European cities. Lajos Kossuth, the most prominent aristocrat in Hungary, made a speech in Vienna requesting reforms, including freedom of the press and religious equality.
He got a lot of support, and there were so many protests that our good friend Metternich had to flee. Eventually, Hungary was granted its own government that was based on liberalism.
Protesters in Berlin were also successful, as the Prussian ruler, Frederick William IV, agreed to create a constitution with liberal freedoms as well as a Prussian assembly.
The brief period following the revolutions of 1848, in which liberal governments and rights prevailed, was known as the springtime of the peoples. Unfortunately, this did not last very long, as conservative rule soon came back to Europe, which is highlighted through Metternich's return to Vienna.
However, the revolutions had long brought new and needed changes to European society, something that is best seen when the increase of the rights of the people are examined, such as in France, where all men were now allowed to vote.